Have you ever wondered why the pharmaceutical industry, often called Big Pharma, stands as one of the most powerful and profitable sectors in the world? The answers might surprise you. Could there be more to this multi-billion-dollar industry than meets the eye? Welcome to Unseen Conspiracies, the channel where we dive deep into the secrets they don't want you to know. Today we unravel the enigmatic Big Pharma conspiracy theory. For decades, whispers have circulated about the dark underbelly of this colossal industry. Is the pharmaceutical industry really keeping life-saving cures from us? Are they prioritizing profits over people's well-being? How much truth is there to these claims, and what evidence supports them? Let's dig in. First, let's understand the scale and influence of Big Pharma. The global pharmaceutical market was valued at over $1.2 trillion in 2020, with companies like Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Merck leading the charge. These corporations not only wield immense financial power, but also significant influence over healthcare policies, research agendas, and even medical education. One of the most persistent theories suggests that Big Pharma deliberately suppresses cures for diseases to ensure continuous revenue from long-term treatments. Critics argue that finding a permanent cure for some disease would drastically reduce the industry's profitability. We'll explore some historical examples and case studies that proponents of this theory often cite. Moreover, the pricing strategies of Big Pharma have come under intense scrutiny. Insulin, a life-saving drug for diabetics, has seen its price skyrocket over the years, despite being on the market for nearly a century. We'll delve into how drug pricing works, and why some life-saving medications cost a fortune. Another point of contention is the relationship between Big Pharma and regulatory bodies like the FDA. The revolving door phenomenon, where individuals move between roles in pharmaceutical companies and regulatory agencies, raises questions about conflicts of interest and the integrity of drug approval processes. We'll examine high-profile cases that highlight these concerns. Finally, we'll discuss the implications of pharmaceutical lobbying. In the United States alone, the pharmaceutical industry spends billions on lobbying efforts to influence legislation and policy. How does this impact the availability of generic drugs, the approval of new treatments, and the overall healthcare landscape? Join us as we peel back the layers of the Big Pharma conspiracy theory. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clearer understanding of the dynamics at play, the motivations driving the industry, and the truths hidden behind the curtains. Are we really at the mercy of profit-hungry corporations, or is there a more nuanced reality? Let's uncover the facts together. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Unseen Conspiracies for more deep dives into the hidden truths that shape our world. Now, let's get started. To understand the present, we must first look to the past. The pharmaceutical industry began with noble intentions, curing diseases and improving health. Early pioneers in medicine aimed to eradicate deadly diseases and improve the quality of life for millions. However, as the industry grew, so did its hunger for profit, leading to practices that have raised ethical questions and sparked numerous controversies. In recent years, pharmaceutical giants have been embroiled in numerous scandals. From price-gouging life-saving medications to pushing highly addictive opioids, their actions have sparked outrage and suspicion. These instances fuel the Big Pharma conspiracy theory, which suggests that pharmaceutical companies are deliberately withholding cures for diseases, like cancer, to keep patients dependent on treatments that generate continuous revenue. But how plausible is this? To break this down, let's look at some key examples. One of the most discussed cases is that of Dr. Stanislaw Brzezinski, who claimed to have developed a revolutionary cancer treatment known as anti-neoplastons. Despite some promising results, Brzezinski faced relentless legal battles with the FDA. Supporters argue that his innovative therapy was suppressed by Big Pharma interests, who saw his potential cure as a threat to their profits. Critics, however, point to the lack of rigorous, peer-reviewed evidence to fully endorse his claims. This case highlights the complex interplay between medical innovation, regulatory bodies, and industry interests. Another glaring example is the opioid crisis. Pharmaceutical companies, most notably Purdue Pharma, aggressively marketed opioids like OxyContin, despite knowing their highly addictive potential. Internal documents revealed that these companies downplayed the risks and overstated the benefits, leading to widespread addiction and a public health disaster. The opioid crisis has had a devastating impact in the United States. Estimates indicate that more than 560,000 people have died from overdoses involving opioids since the epidemic began. This number continues to climb, with over 170,000 deaths reported in the 12-month period ending December 2023. This was not just a case of negligence, but a calculated move for profit, sacrificing public health for financial gain. The soaring cost of insulin also exemplifies the troubling dynamics within the industry. Insulin, a drug that has been available for nearly a century, has seen its price increase annually by 15% over the past 10 years, putting it out of reach for many who need it to survive. This price inflation persists despite the fact that the drug's production costs have not significantly increased. Critics argue that pharmaceutical companies are engaging in price fixing and other anti-competitive practices to keep prices high, prioritizing profits over patients' lives. While these examples don't definitively prove the entire conspiracy theory, they do highlight systemic issues within the pharmaceutical industry. It's clear that in many instances, profit motives have led to unethical practices and have adversely affected public health. However, it's also important to recognize the ongoing efforts of researchers and innovators striving to make a difference, often against great odds, and without the backing of major pharmaceutical companies. The question of Big Pharma suppressing cures persists. In this era of artificial intelligence, AI, will this strategy hold water? The pharmaceutical industry's past does raise concerns about profit motives influencing research direction. However, painting them as solely focused on hiding cures is overly simplistic. Here's why the landscape might be changing. AI-powered drug discovery. AI can analyze vast datasets to identify potential cures faster and more efficiently. This could lead to breakthroughs that wouldn't be prioritized under traditional methods. Increased public scrutiny. Public awareness of these conspiracy theories, coupled with the internet's ability to spread information, makes deliberate suppression riskier. Potential for reputational damage. Hiding a cure in the age of social media could have devastating consequences for a company's reputation. The answer isn't black and white. While the focus on profits remains a factor, the landscape is evolving. AI and public pressure could incentivize Big Pharma to prioritize genuine cures over short-term gains. What do you think? Are these companies hiding cures, or are they merely a byproduct of a profit-driven system? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Unseen Conspiracies for more deep dives into the secrets of our world. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep questioning everything.